Alright, welcome everyone back to the stream. Today is day 27 of becoming a full stack developer in 8 months, and today we are continuing with the project from yesterday. The screen capture is again not working, so let me try and fix that. Screen capture, there you go. Alright, so this should be better. My Mac Mini is coming today, I'm so excited. The next stream should be from Mac OS, so we'll see. Really good. Okay, so where are we? I don't need most of these tabs, I don't think so. The model, dialog, so on and so forth. Alright, so this is the application. Let me restart it because I don't think the live server is working after the restart. But there you go. This is our book library app, and as you can see, we can add books to it. Now, what I want to do is kind of style the book cards a little bit, so it's a little prettier, and also we need to add two more functionalities. We have the one for the add new book, but we need one for add a button on each book's display to remove the book from the library, and they're saying you need to associate your DOM elements with the actual book objects in some way. One easy solution is giving them a data attribute that corresponds to the z-index of the library array. So I have no idea how to do that. We'll see. And then saying add a button on each book's display to change its read status. To facilitate this, you want to create the function that toggles the book's read status on your book prototype instance. So we'll worry about that in a little bit. Let's just first warm up and write some styles for the, what is it, for the for the book right here, for the book card container. I think also we need to add a class to this, so book card dot add what was it, class list, sorry, dot add, and we add a class called book card. Probably needs to be in brackets. Okay, and let's check it out now. If we inspect it, yep, we do have the class of book card, so we can start styling it up with CSS. Also, I want to see if we add a new book card, does it also have the style? Yes, it does. I mean the class. Alright, so we can start with book card. Let's give it a slight background of gray, so we know what we're working with. Okay, we'll do light light gray. So what do we want for the card? We can make it display flex and flex direction column, so that way we can align items to the center. And I don't know if we need to justify them, but let's add some border radius of like 10 pixels. Also we'll do border of 1 pixel solid black. So something like this. And maybe we can add button container, we can add some gap in here, oops, of 20 pixels. Okay, we're getting there kind of. I don't know what else to add. Maybe let's look at some of the community solutions for some ideas. About how to style the book card. Right, so this is very ugly, sorry, this doesn't work. This is very good. Unread, reading, read. See how he did it with like a toggle that you can click on? That's very good. Alright, this thing I want to add. We'll figure it out how to add it, but this is amazing how he did it. It also says published, but it doesn't say the number of pages. This one also good. Yeah, he has images as well. Mark as read, mark as not read. Delete, new book. This is interesting, okay. I want to have like, you have read this book, you have not read this book. So probably I want to add like this little cross here to remove the book. But I have to add this in JavaScript. I'm just looking for inspiration how to do the books, but I really like this one. I just don't know how to exactly. We'll see. Why does they have so much space in between them? Is the book card a... oh, it's a flex container. Because they have margin. Alright, so we can do book card. What is it? H3, H4 and P have margin of 0. And then let's work on the we'll probably have to align them to the left. Align items to the left. We'll give this book card some padding on the inside, 20 pixels. My quotator shrunk, but then let's do dot book card and target h3. Oops, not here. h3 and make it like font size 20 pixels. 25. Alright. I think this is enough styling for now, at least I think it's visually a bit more appealing. So now we have to add the button to remove the book and the button to change status. Yo, what's up, Brody? Hi, thank you for joining the stream. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. The first thing is to add a button on each book's display to remove the book from the library. Alright, so let's quickly do that. Here is night. Okay, it's early in the morning for me. It's 6 AM, 11 minutes. Add a book on each book's display to remove the book from the library. So we can maybe have like a span tag with an image, or and it has to be yeah, on top of everything. So we'll create a tag, we'll do a span, and I don't know if we're going to put anything in it for now. There is a span, but maybe assign a class to it, or it's probably best to get an icon, right? X icon SVG. So something like this. Download SVG. Yes, please. And can we drag it into the files? Nope. Unfortunately we can't, but I'm going to drag it into my repository. And now how do we do that? Do we create element and text content? Maybe if we do a const for the span, but how we're going to do that? ChatGPT. I have a span I created using JavaScript. Is it possible to make the inner make the text content of that span on SVG I have downloaded in my project folder, or what's the best way of adding that SVG into my project using JavaScript. To add an SVG to your project dynamically using JavaScript, you can either set the inner HTML of the span to the inline SVG code, create an image element with the path to the SVG file, embed the SVG file directly with an object. Seems like first one would be best, I think. Use an image tag. Right. But then we actually don't need the create tag. We can do create element span and just do that. So I'm just going to copy this one. We can actually const it out of here, so we can set the const right here and then we can access it. Actually the inner HTML as well. Let's go into this, copy the whole thing, and this is the inner HTML. Because of the single brackets it doesn't work, or no, I don't think that's the reason. I think we have to do some escapes on this one. Wait. This XML version, I don't know if I need that, probably not. I think this is enough. Oh, they're using backticks, so like this. Okay, this works fine. Alright, so we're setting the SVG and then we can just append child book card container, append child book card. We can do book card dot append child and we'll do the span. Alright, so let's see now. It is kind of not working as expected. Only on the fifth one it is adding that that span, so maybe we have to declare it inside. Let me just see what happens if we declare it inside of it. So wait, span, and here this one, and if that's what we need to do, we'll just add it into its own function. Yeah, we'll just have to do it inside of it. So we'll do a new function that will be add span and the function to add span will be down here. Now this doesn't work and we'll see why. But I think it's wait. I think it's because we have to return something probably. Append child at span. Will that work? We're not returning it, so we can return span. Yep, so that works indeed, and it's now in its own separate function. Now we have to use some CSS to make the span smaller, or we can actually not use CSS and directly make the span smaller in the SVG. So let's see how small we want it. Let's do 50 pixels. So this is quite small, but I think I need even smaller than that. Yep, something like this. This is the SVG. We probably have to tweak something and make this span like an inline container, or not sure. I'll make them 25 also, because it's still a little too big, I think. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Alright, so let's go into the styles and do book card span and see what we can do. We'll do display inline walk. Does that do anything? No, I don't think so. What if it's just walk? No, it still takes up the whole space. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do, but wait, can we actually not use a span and just add the SVG inside? I just don't know if we really need that span to hold the SVG. Let me check the code again. And also this I also don't need, so clean it up a bit. But view box, what happens if we change those? That doesn't quite work out, does it? What happens if I do 23? Right, I still see it. And 5. Alright, probably I don't need to touch that. I just need it to the right, and if I do inline, still the span takes up the whole width. If I do width of auto and display block, nope. If I do the width at 10 pixels, it now works. So make it probably like 30 pixels, because we know the icon is 25. Actually 25 might work better. Okay. Yep. Then align self end, flex end. Okay, so now it's at the end of the flex container. It's still a little bit ugly how much space it's taking, but can we do height of 0? Yep, this is like a hack, but I guess it works, so we can use it. Is the span still clickable? There is no way to find out at the moment, but if we attach a, if we do a span dot add event listener, we for a click, we'll have to do that anyway. So, and we add an event with an arrow function, console.walk span with span clicked. And let's see now, if we do F12, span is not defined. It is not defined indeed, because we do it inside of the function to add a span. Okay, that's a bummer. You know what I'm thinking? Probably no, shouldn't be like a property here. I don't think so. And if we move this event listener into where? Into here. Yeah, I still don't think it will work, because the span, like its context is only in here. What if we add a const span, but then don't fill it, or we cannot actually do that? Wait, create element span. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. Oops. Yeah, because then it only adds it to the last element, which I'm not sure why. It adds it only to the last element, but let me see. For each book card dot quas.lisat, we add the book card quas for each book maybe wait, book.book name. Maybe we can create tag span inside of every book element, and then we have to pass in the SVG some way. Wait, let's see how we do that. Create element. Show library. It's strange because we have to add that cross on every book, but we also need to be able to access that like outside of the show library function. Show button document query selector. So actually instead, wait, I think I'm onto something. So let's remove this. So here we have the spans for each book, right? And what we can then do is after we have them, we can put them in a list or something. So we can do const access. This is a dumb way to name it, but remove book, and we have document dot query selector. Let's do query selector for now, and we'll do span. So if we can do remove book dot add event listener for a click with an event and an arrow function, and then console.walk span clicked. First one is not working, second one they're actually all not working. Document query selector span. Maybe we can also add a class to this. Span dot class list dot add, and we'll add remove book. So then we can actually query selector on the dot remove book. And let me actually make sure that we have that class. Yep, we do have it on the remove book. I think the thing is it's too small. So that hack that we did with the height of 0, we cannot click the button now because of it. So if we leave the height at like 20 pixels or 25 at least, how much the span is, span clicked, the first one works. Now let's make it so it works on every book. Remove book query selector all. Remove book dot add event listener is not a function. Because this is like a list, so we have to loop through it. So you can do remove book dot for each. How did we do it up here? For each we'll do quotes arrow function we'll take the quotes dot add event listener for a click, and then we can console.walk span clicked, and we can remove this. So that doesn't work. I'm missing a bracket somewhere. Is it here? Nope. I missed something. $105 missing bracket. Wait, let me X out of this. So this is good. Okay, I have all my brackets, and then here's something I'm missing. This one, open quotes. I don't know where the missing bracket is. After argument list, wait, it's saying line 105 at 39. There is no arrow function. Okay. Open the console, span clicked. Perfect. So it now kind of works, and oops, we have to make this more responsive, but it now works when I click each of the spans to close the books. So I do have the button on each book displayed to remove the book from the library, but they are not working, so you need to associate your DOM elements with the actual book objects in some way. So they're saying these elements, each one of these should be associated with the like name tree, author tree, so on and so forth. This DOM element should be associated with the third book in our array. One easy solution is giving them a data attribute that corresponds to the index of the library array. And what data attribute are they talking about? An HTML attribute? Data cons how to use data attributes in HTML.
Hey guys, welcome back. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another HTML tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be talking about how to use data attributes in HTML. So data attributes are not only used in HTML, like they're used in HTML.
Ако наистина успееш да разбереш това, шансовете ти да станеш успешен инвеститор са много по-големи. Но ако
I should just do it in here.
He's giving data power.
here.
Alright. So maybe I can give it like data ID, but how do I add a data attribute to a class in JavaScript? To add a data attribute to all elements with specific class using JavaScript, you can use the following approach. Select all elements with the desired class using iterate through the node list, return by query selector. Use the set attribute method or the .set property to add the data. Alright, so somewhere in here, when we create a tag, so on and so forth, we'll have to set attribute, but before that we have to make like an index for each book, and add book to library. When we create a book, when do we actually add it to the library? Do we do that at all? Maybe let me give that a try, and I'll add in another book, confirm, and now let's console log the my library. Console.log my library. So we have 6 books indeed, so we are doing that. Where are we doing that again? Show library. Parent child at spawn. I don't see where we're adding the book to the library. Ah, there you go. We're doing it on the submit button. On submit, we're adding the book to the library. So what I'm thinking is we'll have to find a way to add the index of each book to its object, so I can use it in the data set, in the data attribute, but it also has to be a dynamic, so on every show we should reassign them, because, or on every remove as well. Wait, do we have to do that actually? I'm not sure. I don't think we actually have to do that, because we'll just have when we make the book, we'll just have a number that will correspond to the DOM element, and they will always be unique because we'll add one number to each book. So wait, maybe it's not that complicated. We'll do let book num equals 0, and we'll say book num do we have to set it with the this as well? This dot book num equals book num, and after that we can do book num post. So let's see if that will work. We'll have the console, and if we console.log the my library, I saved the page. I didn't want to, but I saved it. We have book num of 0, book num of 1, 2, so on and so forth, right? So this is working indeed. Perfect. So now we have an index on each book that we can use. I think in the show library, when we create this book card, we can set attributes. So we'll do book card dot set attribute set attribute JS. Name and value. Okay. Set attribute name and value. So we can do data ID, and then the value will be what is it? We'll do book num. So let's see now in the HTML. In the HTML, yeah, we have data ID, as you can see. So now we can use that data ID to remove when we click on a span. Let me see how we're going to do it actually. So remove book, we have quotes advent listener for a click, and can we first in the console identify which book span did we click? For each quotes advent listener, I think we can. Data ID. Like, how are we going to know when we, for example, clicked the third book span, like this one, remove book? How do we check what data ID the parent has? Let me ask ChatGPT. Copy element. This is a bit too much, but when I click the span on this book card, can I check what data ID the parent div has? Yes, you can check the data ID of the parent when you click the span by navigating to the parent element using parent element property or closest method. Here's how you can do it. Book ID, get attribute. Okay. Event decoration, add event listener is attached, so on and so forth. Event.target.closest ensures that we are responding only to clicks on the remove book span or its child elements like SVG. Navigate to parent. Event.target.closest book card finds the closest parent element with the book card class. regardless of nesting. Alright, so just looking at this, we can maybe do e dot let's console log it, sorry, console.log e dot target dot, I can say closest, but can't I say parent element, or e dot target dot no, I don't know. E dot target dot closest we'll say closest book card dot get attribute, and we'll do data ID. Alright, so let's see now. Cannot read properties of now on 114 closest get attribute. Alright, can we remove this get attribute and let's see what that will do. No. And what will e dot target do without all this? Alright, it gives us the span. Can we do dot parent element? So we have I think we actually have to do with they said event decoration, so they're checking on event if event.target.closest. I don't know what the closest does. Check if the clicked element is within a span with the class remove book. Okay. Find the parent with the class book card. Document that event listener for a click. And we wait. So you're telling me if we do that, we don't even have to do it in a loop? Wait, let me just try this out. Yeah, that works, and we're not even using a loop. Alright, so let me try to better understand this, because I don't want to just copy paste it. We're adding event listener on the document, and so we don't even have to declare the const here for remove book, so we can get rid of all of this. We're listening on the document. Yeah, I guess that's better than listening on a span. We can listen on the document, and if the element target closest is the remove book, so you're saying if the element we clicked is within a remove book parent, then const book card is event.target.closest book card, so it's the closest book card to that target that we clicked. So const book card becomes the parent, and if book card, so if there is one, we get the attribute, and maybe this we can modify. Const book card. Maybe we can get rid of this if still works fine. Now I just have to find a way to remove this out of the DOM. Remove div from DOM.js. We have the remove. Alright, so document element.remove removes the div. So instead of getting the book ID, we can just do book card dot remove okay. I mean, that works. It's just a little bit strange because we haven't set an explicit like row size, so we can do that quickly. We'll go to a container and set grid auto rows to be like 100 pixels, a little bit more, 200. I guess that works for the size we have, and as you can see now, we can remove books, and we cannot add books because we are removing the DOM element, but we're not removing it from the my library. So what we can do then is actually get the const book ID equals book card dot get attribute, and we'll get data-id. Can you actually console.walk book ID just to make sure this is all working fine? We're getting 4, 0. Alright, sure. So this is the index, and when we have the index, we can go to my library remove item at given index in array JS. To delete an index inside an array in JavaScript, you can use the splice method. Means remove one element at index 2. So splice, and we'll do book ID and one element. So let's see how that works. We'll remove book 2 and 3 and 5. We'll add a new book. Author, number of pages, have read book, yes. Okay, wait. did that work or not? So we have two books now, for example, 1 and 4. So we had 1 and 4, but now we have 1, 3, 5 and the one we just added. This is the splice I did is not it's not working correctly. I don't think so. Element dot remove removes the diff. Okay. What about the splice though? How to remove an item from an array when I know it's to remove an item from an array when you know the item. You can use a filter method to find its index and use splice method. Item to remove 3. So we can actually use filter as well, but the saying index remove one item at the found index. I get what is happening. When you remove, let's say, book 2, if I add a new book, it will work out, sure. So that works. But then if I remove like more than one, so 2, 3, 4 books, now in this array that we have, this is number 1 and this is number 2, despite their data data attributes being 1 and 5, they're 1 and 2, or 0 and 1 actually. So I have to think this through. It's a little bit more complicated than I expected. Alright, so we'll remove it from the DOM, that's fine. But when we splice it from the array, maybe we should use the filter, because there we're not dealing with an index, and it's actually, as you can see, it's shorter. But we're not dealing with an index, we just have to get the right book card, which we already have. So we can get rid of the index here and just do my library. Oops, get rid of that as well. Do my library dot filter will filter give new array. So it creates a new array. Alright, let's say const temp array that will be equal to my library dot filter, and we'll filter each element Hey bro, nice work, keep it up. Harik1, thanks so much. If you subscribed, thanks so much, I love you. Welcome to the stream. And if the element doesn't equal the book card, although this is probably not right, did you just start coding? Yeah, kind of. I forgot most of it. I started years ago, but I haven't been consistent, and I forgot most of it, so I'm just like starting out fresh. Not total beginner either, but I forgot most of it. Let's just console log what the book card is. It's a div, okay, so this will not work out in our array. We have to coding a website. Well, I'm coding a library app from the Odin project. I'm going through the Odin project, and we have to make like a library app where you can add and remove books. So yeah, pretty simple stuff, but running in some errors and trying to fix them. Okay, so as I said, when you click on the X, this is a div, this book card, so this is not going to work for us. We have to find a way to map this data ID to the index. I'm more in integration like backend API requests. Yeah, perfect. I'll get to that eventually as well, but first got to like know the basics. But I'm very excited about it as well. I've done some Java programming before, and there we went full stack. I learned Spring and all that backend stuff, but as I said, I forgot most of it. Right, so the thing is, once we remove an element, it will not be the same index in that array. But wait, book num. We don't have to actually remove it by index, we actually have to remove it by book num, because in the beginning it will correspond to the index, but as we add and remove books, it will no longer correspond. It's like its own separate thing, and each book has its own book num that corresponds to the one we have in the DOM. So actually what we have to do is get the data ID from the front end right here, attribute, and remove, like loop through the library, and we can probably use filter for that, or remove the element with the book num corresponding to that data ID. So let me uncomment this and I'll try to make it happen. We'll make a temp array with my library dot filter, and we'll filter through each book object, and if element, or we'll do book, filter through each book, and if the book dot book num does not equal, let's get the attribute before that, so we'll do const data, or we'll do book ID equals to book card dot get attribute data ID if book doesn't equal book card. We can actually just use the book ID here, no need to do anything else. Then after that, now you have to access it like, then we can just do my library equals tempar. Can we do that? Let's give it a try. Assignment to constant variable, yeah, cannot do that because my library is constant. So what will happen if, where is my library again? My library const. What happens if we make it let? Okay, everything comes back eventually. Oh, why is that now? Are we not removing it from the my library equals tempar? Huh. Let me console dot walk tempar. So each time when we remove a book, we have some issue with the filter method, I guess. Book num doesn't equal book ID. Let's console.walk book num and console.walk book ID. So 2 is, we're actually getting 5. Oh, I think this is the number of books we have in the array. So book num, wait, but this is because we're not doing it like book.booknum. This will work now. Book is not defined. So it is only defined when we are looping through the array. Type debugger after line 111. I haven't done that, brother. Debugger. You just blew my mind. Wow. Alright, I didn't know you can do that. Alright, so tempar book ID is 4. I don't know which one I clicked. Let me do that again. Wait. That's amazing what you just did there. So let's click on 5. We'll step through it. You don't see. Wait, let me close my video capture, but we clicked on 5 and the book ID is 4, but that is correct because they start from 0. So I think book ID and book num. Hover your mouse over variables. Okay, so wow, child element. All right. Let me think about this. Step through this one. My library. Okay, filter book is book num doesn't equal book ID. So anyways, I think what's going on, but you can't really see inside the map functions. Right, that's what I was trying to do. So book ID, okay, and here we don't see what the book num is, and in the console book is not defined. How do we see the book num? Well, I can tell you basically, but can we actually start it from, will starting it from 1 do make any difference? I think no, because our data ID starts at 0, so this doesn't make sense. Wait. Let me remove this console log. Step through it, and my library equals temp_r. Temp_r still has all the books. What are you trying to do? Can you tell in 30 seconds? Yeah, sorry. So what I'm trying to do is I have data attributes attached to each separate book. I want, when I click the X, I want the book removed, and that works fine. But then when I try to add another book, as you can see, it will bring all the books back. And by having this data attribute set to each book, I want to remove it from the array by checking that data ID against the book num that we have in here. So for every book constructed, I start at 0 and assign a number to that object. So I'm trying to see if the book with data ID I clicked corresponds. Just remove the same book num from the array, I guess. I don't know if I was able to explain it in 30 seconds. That was kind of retarded, not going to lie, but yeah. Book card. So temp_r, it is something to do with the filter. It's how I'm filtering it. 103. I see on your line 103. This is how we add the span to. You're removing the DOM. So it's only removing the DOM. On not actually updating the array. Yeah. So when you're trying to add a new book. So this is for the span. The span is this thing right here, but this is only visual. I've added the class remove book so I can style it in CSS. But this is only to add a span to the container that of each like book object. And indeed, what I was doing in the beginning was I didn't have all this, so I was only removing it from the DOM. But that didn't work. Then I tried to remove a book based on its index, and that also gave me an error, because when you remove the book, an index will change on the array. So now I'm trying to remove it by its book number and book ID. And still doesn't work. Can I do this to a let as well? Yeah, it brings the books back. Can you add? Wait. Console, like I still have 6 books in here. See if the type matches. Alright. How do I see it though? Book, no. See if your book num is a number. Okay. On line 112. 112. Yeah, I guess it's something to do with the filter. Let tempar equals my library dot filter for each book dot num. Wait, my library dot filter book. Wait, so do it like that and do book dot book num and get rid of the rest. Book ID. Alright, let me try this. So we only have now 1 and 5, for example. We'll add another book's title, the author, the pages. My man, what the fuck? What did you just do? Wait, can you explain that? Can you explain why that works? This is awesome, thank you so much. I can also check both of the radio buttons. I'll have to fix that, but yeah, can you explain why that works and not just book.booknum? Like, I know this is how you use a variable in like a string, but I think because book ID is a string and the book.booknum is a number, right? You class had book num in integer, but you're pulling the book ID from the DOM, so it's a string, right? And this is how you make it a string. Well, that's a clever way to make it a string, actually. I guess you can also do toString, can't you? So you can do like book num dot toString. string. Can you do that? Yeah, I guess you can do that as well. Wait. So you can do toString, but your way is a lot cleaner. I like this a lot. I've never thought of it. Wow, this is amazing. So you can technically do toString, yeah. But in case something goes wrong, it will throw an error. Right. Wow, you're amazing, my guy. And so you blew my mind first with the debugger. I didn't know. I always went into the debugger and was setting breakpoints and whatnot, and I never knew that you can type in debugger in the code and it will open up the debugger. And with that, how you made that a string, I never thought of that. Really, that's amazing. Wow. I have to write this somewhere. This is amazing. Thank you so much, my guy. Really appreciate it. Perfect. So, guess you need less time to debug now on. Yeah, definitely. Wow. Do you know that by dropping gems like that, you're saving like hours of my time in the future? Like, imagine how much time I would need to spend like going to the debugger, like clicking debug, so on and so forth. Like, this saves so much time in the future. Wow, thank you so much. This is better than money, honestly. So we have this 0.5 done already. At the bottom each book's display to remove the book from the library. We've done that thanks to Aptahi Tajwar. Bro, sorry if I butchered your name. I really don't know how to pronounce it, but thank you so much. Appreciate it, mate. No, you're a J. Thank you so much. And last thing, we have add a button on each book's display to change its read status. To facilitate this, you want to create a function that toggles book's read status on your book's prototype instance. So on the prototype, we'll have to change the read status. Alright, this is going to be interesting. I'm just going to take a 10-minute break because we've already been going for an hour and a half. So 10-minute break just to refresh my mind, and I'll be right back. Thank you so much everyone that tuned in. I really appreciate you guys. Taking a quick break and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back again after the break, and let's see where we are. I think we have only one thing left to do. You're not required to any type of storage right now to save the information between page rewards. You have the option to come back to this project later on in this course. This will be really fun to do, I think. I have no idea how to do it. But we need to add a button on each book display to change its read status. To facilitate this, you want to create the function that toggles the book's read status on your book prototype instance. Well, on the prototype, I'm not sure. They mean like here I'll have to is read, and I'll have to make a function, but I already forgot the syntax, so constructor prototype function JS. Is it? Yeah, they're doing it outside of the book, so they're doing book dot prototype dot and we'll say set read this will equal a function that will return this name. So if is read, so if it's true, is read equal false, otherwise, and we can return, otherwise is read equals true and return. Or was there a toggle keyword that we can use? JS toggle boolean. How to toggle a boolean. So is there a really easy way to toggle a boolean value in JavaScript? So far the best way I've got outside of writing a custom function is this bool. Okay, bool equals the opposite of wow, can you really do this? Bool equals the opposite of bool. Wow. So you can do is read equals is read. If that works, this is a really like clever solution. But we'll have to test it out. I guess we'll have to make a button. So let's see if we can create tag and we'll do a button with so we'll have to put the text in the button, which is I think we can actually put book dot is you think job market will be better when you apply? I'm not sure. I'm not looking to apply for a job at the moment or really in the future. I want to create businesses, but or just do freelance stuff, but we'll see. so right now we can click the button and it is true or false, but when you click it the DOM doesn't re-render. So so how do we do that? I'll also have to see if that works. So let's console walk when we set read. Oh, we're not using it, so of course it's not working still. Wait. So maybe again we have to do something similar to that, but we'll listen for the button here instead of the span. So let's do again document dot add event listener. Again we'll listen for a click, to do function. Too much negative energy on the internet, could be, depends on where you look, I guess. So we have function E for the event. Let's type it as event, or we can't actually, I'm not sure, we'll leave it as E anyways. So if let's try this again, E dot target dot closest, we'll do the closest is dot book cart. I missed something on the arrow function, right? Is that supposed to be an arrow function? Wait. What is it missing now? I'm not sure. Expression expected if E. Alright, so console.walk, we can do E dot target. Okay, button true, there you go. You can click the buttons now, and let's try to change them then. We'll do that by, should we do it by grabbing the book cart? So again, something like this. E dot target closest book cart. Alright, then get the book ID from the book cart, and what do we want to do is we want to find the book with that element ID and change its read status to the opposite, so call a function on it. And how are we going to do that? Was it map? We can do my library dot map. Map was to execute a function on each element that matches a certain requirement. So I have to find JavaScript map. I did this a while ago, so I don't remember. What do we have here? New map? No, not this one. Map array. Alright, that's something for each item, so I don't think I need that. Oh. I have to think this through. So I can get the DOM item, that's no worries, but then temp are my library book.num. Here it's easy because we're just finding the book num matches the data ID, and if so, we'll just filter it out of the array and remove that certain book card from the DOM. But actually, hey, wait, I don't even have to do that because we have the book card already. We can just but that book card is not, wait, so console.log book card. I don't think that's the object. No, this is the DOM element. If I have the DOM element, wait. If I have the DOM element, I want to modify the object of. How do I get to the object? Just by knowing the DOM element and its data ID. To retrieve the corresponding object for DOM element based on its data ID, you need to have an array of objects where each object has an ID property that matches the data ID of your DOM element. Alright, so we have that. And what they're doing here, ID, so on and so forth. Books.find. So wait, let's try that. They're saying const book red, let's say, and it is my library dot find book with book ID triple equals number data ID. So data ID is the data ID from the DOM. We already have that book ID, and the other one is book.id. So book dot what was it, book num. So this will be a number. Alright, so we'll do the same solution as before. Back quotes, I forgot, or backticks, equals book ID. Alright, so then we can console.log the book red. Alright, and now we indeed have the book we need. So what I'll try to do is book red dot what was it? What was the function we added? Set read dot set read. Let's console log it before and after. So we'll see if this if the read changed. So we have false in the beginning. Is red is not defined at line 15. Is red function. So we didn't write our prototype correctly. This dot isRed equals, will that work? No, isRed is not defined. Let's ask why that is, because I don't know when I will be able to figure it out on my own. The error occurs because the setRead method tries to access isRead, which is not a property of the object, but a variable of the local function scope. To fix this, you should use this.isRead inside the method to reference isRead property of the object instance. So like I already this.isRead, maybe here we also have to do this.isRead. Alright, so it was false, and then after clicking it became true. Now it was true before that, and after clicking it became false. So indeed now the toggling works, which is good. I can get rid of the console walks, but toggling the read status works now. I just have to find a way to update the DOM. Do I have to show library again? Show library. Yeah, that works. Perfect. Now that's really all the functionality. From then on it's just making it prettier. So that's pretty cool. We're kind of done with the project. I'll just make it a bit more pretty. We can maybe add this status red, not red, so it's a bit easier to understand what this true and false is. Okay, very cool. one thing that bothers me is that when you go into here and you create a book, for example, this form doesn't clear. So clear form on submit.js, cleaning my form inputs after submission, input type button value submit, on click submit form. Your form is being submitted already as your button is type submit, which in most browsers would result in a form submission and loading of the server response after done executing JavaScript on the page. Change the type of the submit button to a button. Also, as this button is given the ID submit, it will cause a conflict with JavaScript submit function. ChatGPT might teach you better. It might, yeah. I think it's like Googling but on steroids. So if you're still, yeah, if you want something specific, like I don't see a difference between going to Stack Overflow and just searching through all these comments, or like opening up 5 Chrome tabs to find the solution, or just asking your very specific question. Like, even if you go on Stack Overflow, you still find the answer and an explanation, and on ChatGPT you're finding the same thing, but it's tailored to your needs. And I'm not telling it to write the whole program for me. It's just some things that I don't understand. Okay. How to clear a form after submitting. Get element by ID, input value, clear text. Access input fields. So he's like manually clearing them one by one. Alright, so I have a HTML form that I submit via JavaScript and I prevent default. But when I submit the form, the fields don't clear up, and so how do I fix it? To clear the form fields after handling a form submission will prevent default, you can manually reset the form in your JavaScript. Here's how you can do it. Alright, so document get element by ID, they're getting the form, add event listener for submit, prevent the default form submission. Alright, we're doing that already. Your form submission handling logic here. Const form data is new form data of this. I've never seen this before. Form entries example. So we can just do const form data new this and this dot reset. Right, let's look at the explanation. Event prevent default. This prevents default submission behavior such as navigating to another page. Alright. Form data this gathers the form data, allowing you to handle it in JavaScript. In example, sending it via fetch or processing it further. Reset, calling reset on the form element resets all the fields to their initial state, the values they had when the page was loaded. So wait, so let me go into the JavaScript, and we already have the model. Okay, show model and so on, submit button, and prevent default. So can we do another const here for the form element and do, well, let me put it at the top. Can we do const form and do document dot, do we have an element ID on there? Yeah, book form. Do we use that anywhere in here? Book form? No, I don't think so. We don't use it. Where was that? Document get element by ID. We want the book form, and after that, after submission, show library. So after showing the library, I guess we want the book form. Is that how we code it? No, just form. Alright, so form dot reset. So let's see if that will work. Alright, you can still click those, remove them, so on and so forth. And let's try now, confirm. And now it's reset, right? So it was just the reset keyword, like I didn't have to do all of this, like form data, new form data, this, so on and so forth. I didn't need to do this. It was just a simple reset. Alright, that's good. That's another thing out of the way. Now let's put a bit more context into them. I want to tell the user that those are the number of pages. Also, wait, I can click anywhere on the form to toggle the true or false, which is also not correct, so let's take care of that. I want to only be able to do that on the button, which is just a button, const e.target book card. If e.target maybe I'll just add a class to the button and then do the closest on that class. I think that would be better. So we'll create tag button. But wait, then how do I add a class to the button when I create it with the create tag helper function? Or can I see, wait, e.target closest book card. E.target. So I'll need some help again. How do I listen for a click on a button inside dot book card class? To listen for a click on a button inside elements with the .book card class, you can use an event listener. Here's how you set it up. Event .target matches. Alright, so you can wait. So you can do e.target.matches book card button. So let's see how that works. Alright, yeah, now it works only on the button, and that is perfect. Okay, sure. Now what else? I said I wanted for the number of pages, like this is where I set the text, but we can say backticks number of pages, and then insert my pages num. Alright, book dot pages num. We can get rid of that, and now we have it a bit more semantic. And we can also do that for the, sorry, whoever subscribed, thank you so much, my guy, truly appreciate you. For the button we can also say backticks, and I want it to be not with true or false though. Wait, so I need like an enum probably that will match, or I have to match true to read and false to not read. I'll be able to display it in that button somehow. So in the beginning I can say read status, then use my book is read. So we can have read status true false, but how do we change from that true false to a read and not read? So it is not this that we need to use. I'm just thinking, but how do we make like the book maybe have a string of read if no, we have to check on is read, and if it's true we have to put read, and if not we have to put not read. We already know this already, so hi mate, Abtahi, thank you so much for joining, mate, how are you? We already know this, so can we say let read status, and if is read, so if that's true, read status will equal read, and else it can be just not read. So we can set read status equal to not read, and we can use read status here. So add a variable read status. Alright, so that fucked it up. Why is that? Is read is not defined. We need book dot book dot, like we need it here. Okay, read not read, there you go. Read repeat, so I will just leave it as status not read read, there you go. That works fine, perfect. We can remove it, so on and so forth. Good, how's your project going? Did you finish the last task? Yeah. There you go, you can add new books. There you go. Add another one if you wish. Confirm. Alright, so there is something we have to take care of, it seems like. Cannot read properties of no reading value 96. Where is that? Query selector. So we can make and also have to fix the radio buttons, because it seems like we can click both of them, and this is not right. But we cannot make a book with the read status of no, because we're checking on read true, else if input name checked dot value doesn't equal no. That is strange, because it's not going into the if statement. Let me debugger, let me use this trick. So let's say no, confirm, and let's look at the debugger. I'll shut down my webcam so you can look at the debugger as well if you wish. So we have pages 45, so on and so forth. Read status is undefined. Okay, so there's something wrong with that. Read status shouldn't be undefined, and it's going through this. It will go into the it doesn't even go to the else. And if it's a yes, read status undefined. That's kind of strange, because read status is still undefined for that, or at least that's what it seems like. And read status becomes true here. Document query selector. Else if document.query selector input name read false checked. So in the HTML we have name read false and read true with the corresponding IDs, value true and false. So I'm not sure what happens if we, what does it happen when we click no? It doesn't even go into the else if, so right here it just exits out. If document.query selector check.value doesn't equal no, which should be, the value should be false, so I don't think it's no. But if we step through it, we get error, cannot read properties of no, reading value. So indeed, then if we click on no, document.query selector input, so this will be no, but this is what we want. I mean, we want to check if it's not no. If it is no, this will be no, and it will say cannot read properties of no and give us an exception or a type error. Let's see what is going wrong here. I'll grab the error as well. If I submit the form with read false clicked, it gives me an error. These issues arise because your code is trying to access the .value property of no. If the selected radio button does not exist, the radio button is checked under name is true, or this causes some type of cost error. Here's how to fix it. So we have const for the two buttons, which is fine. If read true, read status, read true value. Else, read status no. Alright, so that is pretty straightforward. Actually, I think that's even better than how we've done it so far. Const, I'll copy these two. And after that, if they're saying read true, so if that is true, if that is checked, then read status equals read true dot value. Or we can, I don't think that will work, mate. Yeah, probably, we'll see. We can actually not give it the value, but if read true is already true, we don't need to use the value for the read status. I don't think so. So let me get rid of that, and we'll do else if say read false, else read false, read status equals read false. Alright, so let me comment this out and let's see what will happen. Alright, try to add a new book. and click on no. We have the debugger, but let's see, read status still undefined. Wait, let me, where did I put the debugger? Right here. Let me remove it and let's just see what will happen. No. Okay. So that I don't know if that worked actually. Let me console.log the my library, because the read status is red, as you can see, but I didn't put it as red, I put it as false. Is read input read false? So we probably actually do have to add the value, or maybe on both places we have to add the value. Dot value. Alright, let's try again. So add a new book. Oops. New book. Title, author, number of pages. And what's doing, it's only querying the first DOM. Wait. Well, let me check this. So we have that last one, but is red is false. But it's a string, it's not a boolean actually. Change the first item status. Try doing one thing, change the first item status, then add a new item. Change the first item status, then add a new item. You mean change this, for example, and then add a new item? No. I'm not sure what you mean, sorry. When we look at it, name one is false, for example, but here we're passing a string and it has to be a boolean. Read through C, it's false. Alright, I mean that works. If we change it again, it will be true, but it was true before, yeah. I mean that's how it's supposed to be. Like, you can change the status of the books, but for this last one that we're adding, I don't think you can see actually, sorry. Is red status is false, and we can actually do another one, let's say true this time. So as you can see, for the last two books the statuses are right, but there are strings, they're not booleans, so we have to turn that string into a boolean, or actually wait, if read through dot value equals true, read status equals true, else if read false dot value equals false, then we can do read status equals false. So let's see now. add a new book, number of pages, no. Confirm, it doesn't work. Cannot read properties of no again. It's a bit annoying. Why though we could again we're running into the same issue, but we wrote it differently, but it's the same issue. So we cannot access the value if read through. Wait, Nightbot, there is. Fuck, sorry about that. That was automatic, sorry about it. I hope you're not muted. Well, sorry about that. If read through, so just grab that out. Maybe I have to do the same with the other one. I've never seen that with the question mark. No problem. Just else. Alright. You mean I don't need all of this? Alright, so that works. And if we try another author, it actually works. What is that? What is that syntax? Can you explain this? Wait. Explain this. Just else. What is this sorcery? Thank you so much, my man. Wow, you're a genius. Holy shit. Optional chaining. So remember you were facing undefined. Yep. If we set the no, it first checked the yes, and it's actually, it was no, it wasn't undefined, it was no for the yes. And it couldn't read properties of no, so it couldn't read no.value. The expression read true question mark dot value true is using optional chaining and comparison operator to safely check if the value property of read true element is equal to true. Holy shit. So read true refers to a variable or expression that holds a reference to a DOM element or is no undefined. Optional chaining ensures that you don't try to access the dot value property of read true unless read true is not no or undefined. If read true is no or undefined, the whole expression evaluates to undefined instead of throwing an error. You're a genius. Holy shit, I've never seen that. Wow, you guys are amazing. Why the question mark dot to prevent runtime errors when trying to access the property of no without chaining throws an error if read true is no or undefined. I never knew that. Like, how do you learn stuff like this? I've never even seen that. This is amazing. Well, thank you so much. And just notice how much code we were able to remove with that. Let me do a prettify. Format document with prettier. There you go. That's better. So this is basically the whole application done. Like, we can take more time to make it prettier and whatnot, but this is the main functionality, and that's what I'm most concerned about. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Alright, so let's quickly add everything to GitHub. Git add all, git commit. Finish with all the tasks for this project, and we'll do a quick push, git push, and let's deploy it on GitHub so I can share my solution. It was JS library, yeah. Go into the settings, pages, we'll do the main, save. So we add the GitHub link, and let's wait for the deployment. You guys rock, that was awesome. Alright, deploying to GitHub pages. And we have a live link. Perfect. Save it, and we can mark this complete with your guys' help. Thank you so much. I've learned so much today. This is awesome. Next up we have factory functions and the module pattern, which I don't know any about this, so tomorrow or today in the afternoon we'll have a lot of reading to do. I'm ending the stream because I have to go to work, but thank you so much for everyone that tuned in and watched my live stream. I really appreciate you guys, and hopefully I see you next time. Exclamation Discord to join the Discord community and build it together with all of the members in there. Appreciate you all, and until next time, love you guys. Bye bye.